Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we plunge into the fascinating lives and careers of individuals who truly defy easy categorization. We often think of public figures in one dimension, don't we? We tend to box them into a neat little label: actor, writer, activist. But what makes a person's life a true deep dive? Often it's not just a single well-trodden path, but a dazzling constellation of talents, passions, and a genuine willingness to speak out, even when it's uncomfortable. What happens when an individual simply refuses to be confined to a single box?
That's precisely what we're here to explore today. We're looking at a truly remarkable example of someone whose career has unfolded across multiple disciplines, not just acting, but also writing, directing, and fierce advocacy. It really challenges our assumptions about celebrity and the diverse, impactful roles artists can play in society. It proves that a public platform can be used for so much more than just entertainment. It can be, well, catalyst for change and a vehicle for profound personal expression.
And that someone is Amber Tamblyn. Born on May 14th, 1983 in Santa Monica, California, she's an American actress, author, and director who, without a doubt, has lived a life of remarkable intentionality and creative purpose. So our mission in this deep dive is to explore how Tamblyn transitioned from, a child star to such a multifaceted public figure. We'll examine the different facets of her professional and personal life, uncovering how her early experiences informed her later outspokenness and creative endeavors. You'll see how her life seamlessly blends art and activism, demonstrating the power of a versatile and engaged voice that consistently pushes boundaries, both her own and, well, those of societal expectations. So diving into her background, it becomes clear Amber Tamblyn wasn't just a casual entrant into Hollywood. Her roots run incredibly deep. She was born into the entertainment industry, growing up in a family where performance wasn't just a hobby, but a generational thread woven through her very being. Her mother, Bonnie Tamblyn, is an accomplished singer and artist. Her father, of course, is the acclaimed actor Russ Tamblyn.
Known for huge films, West Side Story, Peyton Place, iconic stuff.
Exactly. But the artistic lineage stretches even further back, illustrating a remarkable history of performance in her family. Her paternal grandfather, Eddie Tamblyn, was a vaudeville performer.
Wow, vaudeville.
Yeah.
That's like the foundation of modern entertainment, almost.
Right. Real pioneers of live variety entertainment popular in the early 20th century, where performers did everything from singing to comedy to magic, often traveling extensively.
Tough gig.
Totally. And if that wasn't enough, her uncle, Larry Tamblyn, was the keyboardist in the incredibly influential 1960s garage rock band The Standalls.
Dirty Water.
That's the one. Famous hit.
So this isn't just a family, it's a legacy. Deeply embedded in various forms of performance arts across vastly different eras and cultural landscapes. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it really raises an important question. What unique impact might growing up surrounded by such a diverse creative lineage have on a young person's artistic sensibilities and career aspirations?
I kind of wonder about that.
You mentioned vaudeville, which demanded incredible versatility, singing, dancing, comedic timing, dramatic presence, often all from one performer, honed through relentless touring schedules and direct audience feedback.
Right, not just acting.
No, it was the whole package. Then you have the 60s, rock scene, raw energy, rebellion, a direct, often visceral connection with youth culture. Being exposed to those vastly different creative landscapes from birth, well, that certainly provides a rich, albeit complex, artistic foundation. It suggests an environment where self-expression was not just accepted, but celebrated and deeply understood. This kind of upbringing almost pre-wires an individual for a multidisciplinary approach, offering a kind of pre-existing fluency in performance, maybe even laying the groundwork for a multidisciplinary career, as we clearly see with Amber Tamblyn. It's a powerful and unique inheritance,
Absolutely, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I wonder, for someone growing up in such a celebrated artistic family, was there also an unspoken pressure, perhaps, to live up to that legacy, or maybe to forge a path distinct enough to stand on her own?
That's a good point. It could go either way.
Because what's particularly striking is that despite her family's deep roots in performance, her early education was far from conventional. She attended the Santa Monica Alternative Schoolhouse.
Oh, yeah, I read about that.
Which she herself described as very unorthodox, no letter grades.
No grades, wow.
Right. It immediately paints a picture of an environment that prioritized creativity, individual expression, and, intrinsic motivation over rigid academic structures or external validation. And it was within this non-traditional setting that her discovery as an actress happened. at the tender age of 10.
10. That's young.
So young. She was playing Pippi Longstocking in a school, play a role that, when you think about it, perfectly captures a spirited, independent young girl who defies conventions.
Kind of fitting, actually.
Totally. Her father's agent, Sharon DeBoard, happened to be attending as a family friend, saw her performance, and was so impressed.
Just happened to be there.
Yeah. Convinced her father to let Amber go on auditions. This is a classic Hollywood story. Moment right. The child plucked from obscurity.
But what's truly fascinating here is how that unconventional educational environment might have actively fostered that unique sense of creativity, independence, and a willingness to explore different avenues. It might have even paved the way for a multidisciplinary career by encouraging self-directed learning.
Makes sense, without the pressure of grades.
Exactly. A no-letter grade system often shifts the focus from rote memorization to genuine understanding and creative problem-solving. This early discovery is indeed a classic serendipitous moment, but it's notable that it occurred within such a non-traditional setting.
Right, the setting matters.
It suggests a blend of innate talent that shone brightly and an environment that actively encouraged and cultivated self-expression rather than stifling it within strict academic confines. This foundational experience likely instilled in her a comfort with carving her own path, rather than strictly adhering to conventional expectations.
Which definitely seems crucial for her later career choices.
Absolutely. Venturing into so many different artistic realms, it's almost as if her early life experiences prepared her to be a creative, free spirit.
So this unconventional upbringing and fortuitous discovery led her straight into, well, the intensive training ground of soap operas.
Right into the deep end.
Pretty much. Tamblyn's first significant TV role was as Emily Bowen, later Emily Quartermain, on the venerable daytime soap opera General Hospital.
A classic.
She played this role for a remarkable 6 years, from 1995 to 2001, starting at the incredibly young age of 11.
6 years, from age 11. That's a huge chunk of her childhood.
It is. And 6 years on a major daytime soap opera is, for any actor, an incredibly intense, fast-paced, and demanding training ground that builds immense resilience. Think about what that builds. An actor's muscle memory for emotions, the ability to instantly turn it on for a scene.
And the lines, the sheer volume of dialogue they have to memorize.
Oh, absolutely. Maintaining continuity across fragmented shooting days, absorbing massive scripts overnight, often with minimal rehearsal. She had to consistently hit complex emotional beats, joy, sorrow, anger, heartbreak, sometimes several times within a single episode.
All within that rapid-fire production schedule, typical of daytime TV.
Exactly. This extensive early experience must have honed her acting skills in an almost unparalleled way, developing an immense sense of discipline and preparing her for the rigors and pace of later, more high-profile roles.
It's foundational experience that often forges young actors into incredibly versatile and resilient performers.
It really gave her a professional grounding few child stars ever receive. She truly learned the craft from the ground up, on the job, under intense pressure.
It's quite remarkable, isn't it, to consider that kind of boot camp for an actor?
Yeah.
Like acting boot camp.
Totally.
And what's truly fascinating here is the immediate critical recognition she received in a lead role so early in her primetime career, directly following her extensive soap opera run.
Quite the transition.
She transitioned from General Hospital to a starring role on the CBS drama series Joan of Arcadia, portraying the title character, Joan Girardi, a teenage girl who receives frequent visits from God, often in unexpected, even mundane forms.
Like a fellow student or...
Or a dog walker, yeah. The show ran from 2003 to 2005, and for this role, Tamblyn received both Primetime Emmy and Golden Globe nominations in 2004.
Huge nominations. For a young actor, that's massive.
It really signifies not just popular appeal, but a significant talent emerging, capable of carrying a complex and often spiritually profound narrative. And this raises an important question. How does a role like Joan, dealing with profound faith, existential questions, the nature of good and evil, how does that challenge a young actor?
It must demand so much.
It requires a remarkable level of conviction, introspection, and the ability to convey a deep internal life, making conversations with God feel authentic and grounded. It marked her as someone capable of truly deep, thoughtful, and nuanced performances.
Definitely distinguished her.
Absolutely. It profoundly impacted her perception in the industry, distinguishing her from many of her child star peers. And adding a wonderfully personal layer to this, her father, Russ Tamblyn, notably made several appearances as God in various guises on the show.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, often in the unassuming form of a dog walker. It must have been a unique and special experience for them both, blending their personal relationship with this incredible professional success.
That's a fantastic point about the depth required for Joan of Arcadia. I imagine playing someone who literally talks to God requires a remarkable level of conviction, making those abstract conversations feel incredibly real.
Sure.
And it's a testament to her talent that she earned those nominations. But her television journey demonstrates an even broader, truly remarkable versatility beyond that intense drama. Before Joan of Arcadia, she had early guest starring roles on popular shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, Buffy. Who was she on that?
She played Janice Penshaw, the best friend of Michelle Trachtenberg's character, Dawn Summers.
Okay.
She also appeared on the legal drama Boston Public and the popular procedural CSI Miami. And in a lighter, almost quintessential early 2000s moment, she even appeared on Punk'd.
Oh my gosh, Punk'd. What happened?
Ashton Kutcher, in true Ashton fashion, tricked her into thinking she'd lost someone else's dog.
No, that's brutal.
Can you imagine the sheer panic? It really adds a touch of relatable humor to her early resume, showing she could even navigate the unscripted chaos of a prank show, which is a different kind of performance entirely.
That truly highlights her range, doesn't it? From intense drama to lighthearted prank. And her career continued to showcase this incredible adaptability in the years that followed. In 2007, she starred in the CBS pilot Babylon Fields.
Right, the undead comedy drama.
Yeah, an apocalyptic comedic drama about the undead attempting to resume their former lives. An ambitious concept that, unfortunately, wasn't picked up.
Didn't it compete with Moonlight?
Reportedly, yes. CBS's other undead-themed drama at the time, but it showed her willingness to jump into unique, genre-bending material. Then in 2009, she took on a very different role as the sharp but unconventional NYPD homicide detective Casey Schrager in The Unusuals.
That was a quirky word.
Yeah, it blended police procedural with quirky humor. She also had a recurring role alongside her eventual husband, David Cross.
That's Todd Margaret.
The increasingly poor decisions of Todd Margaret, exactly. A satirical British-American sitcom. From 2010 to 2011, she captivated audiences as the morally driven and highly intelligent medical student Martha M. Masters in the 7th season of House.
Oh, I remember her on House. She was great.
Yeah, she returned for the series finale in 2012, too. Playing Martha required not just dramatic chops, but also mastering complex medical jargon and a very specific intellectual intensity.
Definitely. You have to sound like you know what you're talking about.
For sure. And then, in 2013, she joined the long-running, high-profile sitcom 2.5 Men as Jenny Harper, Charlie Harper's long-lost lesbian daughter.
Opposite Ashton Kutcher again, and John Cryer.
Right. This really shows her ability to step into established, high-profile shows and make an immediate, impactful mark, even when joining a cast later in a series run.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, what we're seeing here is a crucial insight. In an industry that often tries to box actors, Tamblyn's early diverse TV work wasn't just about gaining experience. It was a masterclass in adaptability, securing her longevity by refusing to be limited to a single type of role or genre.
Good point.
Her ability to move seamlessly between dramatic and comedic roles and across diverse network and cable shows, like her memorable appearances on Inside Amy Schumer.
The Milk Lemonade sketch. That was something else.
Right. And also Portlandia, comedy Bang, various Adult Swim productions like The Heart, She-Holler. It showcases a profound artistic versatility.
Yeah, she's not afraid to get weird.
Exactly. This isn't just taking jobs. It's a deliberate exploration of different character types and storytelling formats. What does this reveal about an actor's longevity and creative impulse in a dynamic and often unpredictable industry?
Well, it suggests a deep well of talent, a willingness to experiment, and an understanding that true artistry lies in embracing diverse challenges rather than settling into a comfortable niche.
Right. And most recently, she continued to demonstrate this dramatic prowess by starring opposite Diane Lane in the critically acclaimed FX series Y, The Last Man, in 2021.
Another complex, genre-bending piece based on a beloved comic book series, still pushing boundaries.
Okay, so moving on. Let's turn our attention to her film career, which began with some very personal connections.
Right, her dad's movies.
Yeah, Tamblyn launched her film journey with bit parts in her father's movies like Rebellious and Johnny Misto, Boy Wizard, and appeared in Live Nude Girls in 1995. These were her initial steps into the cinematic world, often alongside family, giving her an early taste of the big screen.
Kind of a built-in entry point.
For sure. But her first truly major film role came in 2005 with The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Ah, yes. Tibby?
She played Tibby Rollins, the cynical but deeply loyal, aspiring filmmaker, co-starring with Alexis Bledel, America Ferrera, and Blake Lively.
What a cast that turned out to be.
Seriously. And she reprised the role in the 2008 sequel. The Sisterhood films brought her widespread recognition and solidified her place in popular culture. They allowed her to connect with a broad audience through a beloved franchise about female friendship, self-discovery, and the challenges of growing up.
Yeah, it wasn't just a hit movie. It became a cultural touchstone for many young women.
Totally. It resonated deeply with a generation and established her as a relatable figure who understood the complexities of those formative years.
It's fascinating how those roles truly launched her into mainstream recognition. Yet what's equally fascinating is how her horror film career, which began slightly earlier, positioned her firmly within popular genre cinema. It showcased a different facet of her acting talents.
Right, like The Ring.
Exactly. Her horror debut was a memorable, albeit brief, appearance in the impactful opening scene of 2002's The Ring. While her character, Katie Embry, is on screen for only a few minutes, her shocking death sets a terrifying, suspenseful tone for the entire movie.
Oh yeah, that scene is legendary in horror circles.
It became one of the most iconic horror openings of its era. She also appeared in the Japan set The Grudge 2 in 2006, which debuted at #1 at the North American box office.
With Sarah Michelle Gellar, another Buffy connection.
Right. These roles showcased her ability to convey intense, visceral emotion and contribute significantly to suspense, delivering a powerful performance even in brief but crucial appearances, proving her capability to excel in high-stakes, high-tension narratives within mainstream film. He gave her a commercial footprint that broadened her appeal.
And it's at this point that her journey takes a truly fascinating turn into independent cinema. This allowed her to delve into profoundly complex and often dark subject matter, moving far beyond her earlier, more mainstream roles.
This is where things get really interesting artistically.
Yeah. In 2006, Tamblyn won the prestigious Bronze Leopard at the Locarno International Film Festival for her performance in the title role of Stephanie Daly.
Locarno. That's a serious film festival award.
It really is. This critically acclaimed film, which also won an award at the 2006 Sundance Film Festival, featured Tamblyn as a 16-year-old who kills her baby moments after birth.
Wow. That's incredibly heavy material.
Immense emotional and psychological weight. The sheer intensity and raw vulnerability required for that role really highlight her dramatic depth and courage as an actress.
Her willingness to tackle material that most performers would shy away from.
Absolutely. She was also nominated for Best Supporting Actress at the 22nd Independent Spirit Awards for this role, appearing alongside powerhouse talents like Tilda Swinton and Timothy Hutton.
That's major recognition, especially alongside names like that. It shows she held her own. That role in Stephanie Daly was a pivotal moment, truly establishing her as an actor committed to artistic challenge.
Definitely set a new course.
And that commitment to complex, often emotionally taxing material continued. She appeared in other notable films like 127 Hours in 2010.
The James Franco survival drama.
Right, where she played one of the hikers who encounters Aaron Ralston. Again, showing her ability to contribute to intense, real-life narratives. She also starred The Russell Girl in 2008, where she played a woman suffering from disease and mental anguish.
And another emotionally demanding role.
Further demonstrating her capacity for roles requiring significant emotional nuance and a deep dive into character psychology. Other appearances include the thriller Blackout, 2008, the comedy Spring Breakdown, 2009, with Amy Poehler, Rachel Dratch, and Parker Posey.
That one sounds lighter.
A bit. Also the drama Main Street, 2010, Three Nights in the Desert, 2012, and Girlfriend's Day 2015 with Bob Odenkirk.
Okay, quite a mix even within indie film.
And for a fun connection to her family legacy, which we discussed earlier, she made a cameo appearance with her father, Russ Tamblyn, in Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained in 2012.
Oh, cool. Bring it full circle.
Pretty much. Almost a nod to her origins. These roles collectively showcase not just a commitment to challenging material, but a remarkable capacity for deeply nuanced dramatic performances. It's almost as if the more complex and raw the character, the more she thrives, a testament to an artist constantly pushing her own boundaries rather than resting on commercial success.
Her filmography clearly demonstrates an actor unafraid to explore the full spectrum of human experience, but what's truly compelling is how her ambition wasn't limited to performing in front of the camera.
Right, she moved behind it.
Exactly. In 2016, she made a significant leap by making her directorial debut with the film Paint It Black, starring Elia Shawkat.
Elia Shawkat, great choice.
Yeah. The film was based on Janet Fitch's 2006 novel of the same name. What's particularly illustrative here is the evolution of her involvement. Tamblyn initially optioned the rights to the book in 2012 with the intention of producing and starring in the movie, with Courtney Hunt directing.
Okay, so initially just acting and producing.
Right. But by 2014, she had taken on both writing and directing duties herself.
Wow, took the reins completely.
Yeah, showcasing her ambition and comprehensive creative vision. It speaks volumes about her desire for full artistic control and her confidence in bringing a narrative to life from every angle.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, her transition to writing and directing paint. It Black reflects a common, yet significant trajectory for actors who seek more creative control. They want to tell stories from a distinct, authorial perspective.
Makes sense, after years of interpreting others' visions.
Exactly. And the critical reception for Paint It Black was truly remarkable, with an 88% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's really good for a debut feature.
Very strong. Critics praised her astute direction, noting how she deftly captured the novel's melancholic atmosphere and the raw, compelling performances, especially from Elia Shawkat. It validated her transition, demonstrating that her deep understanding of performance wasn't just for acting, but for shaping an entire artistic vision. This raises an important question. How does an actor's deep understanding of performance, the nuances of character, emotion, storytelling from the inside out, inform their approach to directing?
They must have a unique insight into guiding actors.
Undoubtedly. It gives them a unique lens through which to guide other actors, to craft authentic emotional arcs, and to shape the overall narrative and visual language in a way that truly serves the story. It's not just about performing a role anymore. It's about shaping the entire artistic statement, a powerful shift in her career.
While her film and television career soared and she even stepped behind the camera, it's fascinating to remember that Amber Tamblyn's foundational love for performance began on the stage.
Right, back to her roots.
It's almost as if she consistently returns to those theatrical roots for rejuvenation and challenge, reminding us of her early immersion in the craft. She attended a grade school for theatrical arts from ages 5 to 14, where, as we mentioned, she even starred in Pippi Longstocking.
And so that early theater training was really formative.
Clearly instilled a lasting appreciation for the immediate, visceral connection that only theater can provide. Then in 2014, she originated the role of Daisy Domergue for the live reading of Quentin Tarantino's The Hateful Eight at the Ace Theater in Los Angeles.
A live reading of a Tarantino script. That's cool.
Super cool. She was handpicked by Tarantino himself, alongside an all-star cast, including luminaries like Samuel L. Jackson and Kurt Russell.
Wow. To be in that room, chosen by QT himself.
Speaks volumes about her talent and reputation within the industry. That same year, she also starred in Neil LaBute's critically acclaimed play Reasons to be Pretty at the Geffen Playhouse.
LaBute's work is often intense, too.
Yeah, and the production garnered significant praise.
Her continued engagement with live theater, from her early schooling to these high-profile professional productions and readings, highlights a sustained and profound commitment to the craft of acting in its most immediate form.
It's clearly important to her.
This dedication to theater undoubtedly enriches her overall artistic practice, providing a different kind of challenge and fulfillment than film or television. Theater demands a sustained performance, an unbroken emotional arc, and an immediate connection with an audience.
Skills that translate everywhere.
Absolutely. Skills that undoubtedly strengthen her work across all mediums. What's more, she actively contributes to the theatrical community institutionally, not just as a performer.
How so?
By serving on the board of directors for Soho Rep Theater in New York.
Oh, interesting. Giving back.
Exactly. This demonstrates her commitment not just to performing, but to fostering the arts, a holistic, artistic spirit that seeks to both create and support the creative landscape.
So after exploring her extensive work on screen and stage, let's pivot for a moment to another incredibly significant facet of her career. Her powerful voice as a poet and cultural critic.
Right. The writing side.
Yeah.
Which is also substantial.
Absolutely. Now, an actor with a budding Hollywood career publishing a book of poetry written through her teenage years. That's not the typical trajectory you expect, is it?
Not at all. It's quite unique.
In 2005, Simon & Schuster Children's Publishing released her debut book of poems, Free Stallion, a collection of works written between the ages of 11 and 21.
So really spanning her formative years.
Exactly. And this wasn't just a celebrity vanity project. It was met with genuine critical reception and explored deep themes. The School Library Journal described it as a compilation of poetry that amounts to a portrait of the artist as a teenager. Many of the selections are appropriately self-absorbed, but move beyond journalistic catharsis to real insight and stunning language for one so young.
High praise, especially the stunning language part.
Yeah. And even the late revered poet laureate Lawrence Ferlinghetti lauded it, calling it a fine, fruitful gestation of throbbingly nascent sexuality awakened in young new language.
Ferlinghetti. Wow, that's serious literary cred.
It really is. This early dedication to poetry demonstrates a significant creative outlet beyond acting, suggesting a deep-seated literary inclination from a very young age. It truly hints at the intellectual curiosity and introspection that would later define her more public critical works, showing an artist who needed to express herself not just through characters, but through her own words.
And what's fascinating here is the evolution of her poetic themes and the sophisticated artistic collaborations she cultivated as her literary career progressed. Her second collection of poetry, Bang Ditto, was published in 2009, continuing to explore her unique voice and poetic landscape.
Okay.
But then, in 2015, HarperCollins published her third collection, Dark Sparkler. Dark Sparkler, I've heard of this one, which was a hybrid of poetry and art. This book notably explored the often tragic lives and deaths of child star actresses, becoming a critical success and bestseller.
A topic she knows intimately.
Exactly. It delved into a world she understands firsthand, offering a poignant and insightful commentary on the pressures and perils of early fame, making it particularly resonant. The project was also a stunning multidisciplinary collaboration. It featured accompanying original art from prominent figures like, well, the artist Marilyn Manson.
Really? Manson?
Yeah, director David Lynch, Marcel Desma, and the renowned cartoonist Adrian Tamine.
That's an incredible roster of artists, very diverse.
An amazing group lending their unique vision to her words. For the book's launch, Tamblyn and the acclaimed indie rock band Yo La Tengo even created an hour-long poetry and music show.
Poetry and music, cool.
Performing in New York and Los Angeles, transforming the book into an immersive, cross-disciplinary experience. This raises an important question. How does an artist leverage their own lived experiences, even the challenging ones like child stardom and the work of others, to create a broader, more profound commentary on complex societal issues?
It shows a real depth, doesn't it?
It speaks to a deep capacity for self-reflection, artistic collaboration, and a desire to use art as a lens for social critique.
It's clear she's not just writing for self-expression, but engaging deeply with contemporary social and political issues, particularly through the lens of feminism.
Yeah, that becomes really prominent.
In 2019, Penguin Random House published Era of Ignition, Coming of Age in a Time of Rage and Revolution, a collection of her cultural criticism and memoir essays. The book offers a deeply personal exploration of feminism during what she identifies as divisive times, reflecting on the current political and social landscape.
So moving beyond poetry into essays and criticism.
Right. This work marks her significant expansion into cultural commentary and memoir, demonstrating her direct engagement with current social and political discourse. It really solidifies her role as a public intellectual and an outspoken voice on issues she cares deeply about, moving beyond performance to direct advocacy through prose.
Showing a powerful commitment to using her voice for social impact, encouraging dialogue and reflection in her readers. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, her literary efforts extend well beyond her personal writing to actively promoting poetry and other women poets, demonstrating a broader commitment to the literary community and artistic advocacy.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, she has also self-published 2 chapbooks of poetry, which are, essentially small, often hand-bound collections.
Right, like zines for poets?
Kind of. Titles are Of the Dawn and Plenty of Ships, and she actively participates in various poetry readings. The Loneliest, published in 2005, is a unique poem book inspired by jazz icon Thelonious Monk, featuring her haiku poetry coupled with evocative collages by artist George Herms.
Haiku and collage. Very cool combo.
Yeah. She appeared in the poetry concert film The Drums Inside Your Chest in 2002 and began blogging for the Poetry Foundation's respected blog Harriet in 2009, further cementing her place and influence in the poetry world. Her poem, Bridget Anderson, was even featured in Saul Williams' powerful book chorus in 2011. But her impact is not just through her own creative output. In 2007, she co-founded Right Now Poetry Society.
A nonprofit.
Yeah, dedicated to creating unique and quality poetry programming. This organization has a long history with the Getty Museum, curating innovative poetry events in conjunction with art openings, like 2011's Dark Blushing, which commissioned new poems based on art by Dante Gabriel Rossetti and William Blake.
Wow, connecting poetry and visual art directly.
Demonstrating her innovative approach to making poetry accessible and relevant. And since 2011, Tamblyn has regularly reviewed books of poetry by women for the iconic feminist magazine BST magazine.
So she's actively championing other women poets.
Absolutely. This demonstrates a comprehensive commitment to fostering a broader literary community and actively elevating diverse voices within the world of poetry, making her a true champion of the art form and its practitioners.
Her artistic range and deep engagement are truly remarkable. Now let's navigate some of the complexities of public life that come with such a prominent and outspoken voice.
Yeah, the advocacy part often brings scrutiny.
Exactly. This brings up an important question about public discourse. How do allegations of past misconduct play out in the media, and what are the broader societal implications of such narratives, particularly concerning issues of belief and disbelief? In September 2017, Tamblyn made public allegations via a series of tweets and an open letter published in Teen Vogue.
Teen Vogue has become quite a platform for that.
It has. She stated that actor James Woods tried to seduce her and a friend when both were 16. Woods denied these allegations, calling them a lie.
And just to be clear, we are simply reporting on the content of these publicly shared events here.
Right.
Tamblyn later expanded on her experience in an essay for the New York Times, in which she reflected on Woods' denial. She stated, "It sent me back to that day in that producer's office, and back to all the days I've spent in the offices of men, of feeling unsure, uneasy, questioned, and disbelieved, no matter the conversation."
That's a powerful reflection on that feeling of disbelief.
It is. And the use of multiple platforms, from immediate tweets to a detailed open letter in a prominent youth publication, and then a reflective essay in a major national newspaper, demonstrates how public figures utilize different mediums to share their stories and their reflections on those experiences, shaping and engaging with the ongoing public conversation around such sensitive topics. Her reflections shed light on the pervasive challenges women can face when speaking out.
This highlights the immense scrutiny public figures face when sharing personal experiences that touch on broader community issues. In March 2018, Tamblyn faced significant criticism for tweets about New York City's Hasidic Jewish community.
Okay, I remember this controversy.
The controversy arose after an incident in Brooklyn where she stated she was nearly struck by a van driven by a Hasidic Jewish man while walking with her daughter in a stroller. She tweeted that this is not the first time a man from the Hasidic community in NYC has attempted to harm me or other women I know. Any woman riding a bike through South Williamsburg can attest. I hope this guy is caught.
Okay, so a specific incident, but then a broader statement.
Right. Following this, journalist Leo Leibovitz, writing in Tablet, criticized Tamblyn for speaking so hurtfully about an entire community of underprivileged people. Tamblyn subsequently denied accusations of anti-Semitism. This incident sparked significant public debate and brought accusations of prejudice, which, again, she publicly denied. It really underscores how quickly statements made on social media, even when recounting a personal experience, can become charged and subject to intense criticism, regardless of initial intent.
Yeah, social media is a minefield sometimes.
It reveals the challenges of navigating public discourse, particularly when personal anecdotes are perceived to generalize or characterize an entire community, highlighting the fine line public figures walk when engaging with sensitive social topics online.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, beyond specific controversies, Tamblyn's consistent political engagement and her role as a co-founder of Time's Up illustrate a profound and sustained commitment to social justice and using her platform for systemic change. This isn't passive advocacy, it's active organizational leadership and public action.
Definitely seems proactive.
She supported and campaigned for Hillary Clinton during the 2016 United States presidential election, for example, and publicly urged voters to check voter ID requirements, citing Vote Writers as a crucial resource. Crucially, she is one of the founders of the nonprofit organization Time's Up,
Which had a huge impact.
massive impact, created to combat workplace sexual harassment, an organization that has had a significant global impact in raising awareness and fostering change. She openly identifies as a feminist, which informs much of her advocacy and creative work. More recently, in October 2023, she signed the Artists for Ceasefire open letter to President Joe Biden, calling for a ceasefire between Israel and Gaza. This raises an important question. How does celebrity influence the effectiveness and reach of social and political movements?
It certainly brings attention.
Her involvement brings visibility and resources that can amplify these critical conversations, showcasing her commitment to tangible action beyond individual statements, moving from rhetoric to real-world organizing.
This next point is deeply personal and offers a really candid reflection on the hidden complexities of early success and how it can intertwine with family dynamics, even in loving relationships.
Okay.
In a New York Times essay in June 2021, Tamblyn expressed solidarity with Britney Spears' efforts to end her conservatorship.
Connecting her experience to Britney's situation.
Exactly. In this powerful essay, Tamblyn candidly discussed her own experience of becoming financially successful at 21, particularly with her starring role in Joan of Arcadia. She shared that her father became her co-manager and her mother her business manager.
Wow, keeping it in the family.
Yeah, and that this arrangement, while rooted in good intentions and coming from a place of love, damaged their relationship, and that it was deeply painful for all three of us when it came time to disentangle their personal and professional relationships.
That sounds incredibly difficult.
She recounted feeling like everybody's ATM, a bank that was nonetheless unconditionally loved, as her money often paid for our vacations, dinners out, and sometimes even the bills. However, she also made a crucial distinction, noting that, unlike Spears, she had a healthy and loving relationship with my parents for the most part, and her parents were supportive and ethical in every way.
So it wasn't exploitation, but still damaging.
Right. This essay offers a unique, nuanced perspective on the often unseen pressures and challenges of financial success at a young age, especially when family members are involved in management. It powerfully connects her personal experience to a broader cultural conversation about celebrity, wealth, autonomy, and the inherent complexities of family ties in the public eye.
It's a remarkably honest look at the emotional cost, even within a supportive environment, of mixing money and family, and the journey toward personal financial independence as a young public figure. It's a testament to her honesty and willingness to share such vulnerable insights. And looking at the figures who shaped her, these relationships highlight the diverse and influential individuals who fostered her artistic and personal development, bridging the worlds of music, acting, and poetry, and reinforcing her deep engagement with various creative communities.
Like her godfathers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She has referred to musician Neil Young and actors Dean Stockwell and Dennis Hopper as her godfathers, explaining that it was a loose term for three famous friends of her father's who were significant influences on her life, always around the house when she was growing up, impacting her view of the world and art.
What an incredible trio of influences to have around.
Seriously. Titans of their fields. Beyond these iconic figures in music and film, she was also the writing mentee of the late San Francisco poet laureate Jack Hirschman.
A poet laureate as a mentor, that's amazing.
Ugh. This mentorship from a celebrated and intellectually rigorous poet speaks volumes about her dedication to the literary craft and her pursuit of excellence in her writing, demonstrating that her influences were as varied as her career itself, pulling from different artistic disciplines to enrich her own creative journey.
Yeah, music, acting, poetry, it all fits.
These were not just casual acquaintances, but profound mentors who nurtured her expansive artistic spirit. So what we've seen in our deep dive today is a truly remarkable journey, one that really defies easy categorization. Amber Tamblyn's path is anything but linear.
Definitely not straight A to B.
Not at all.
Oh.
From the intensive training ground as a child actor on General Hospital to the Emmy and Golden Globe-nominated lead in Joan of Arcadia, the indie film darling recognized at Locarno for powerful dramatic work, the prolific and acclaimed author whose poetry resonated with critics and explained the child star experience, the insightful cultural critic addressing feminism and societal issues, and the outspoken activist co-founding movements like Time's Up. She has continually redefined her role in the public sphere. Her story is one of consistent creative evolution and a powerful commitment to using her voice.
Not just for personal expression.
Right, but for broader social impact. It truly illustrates an artist in constant motion, always exploring and always contributing, shaping the world around her through every medium she touches.
You've experienced how she's woven together acting, writing, directing, and advocacy, showing that a career in the public eye can be a dynamic canvas for evolving passions and a powerful platform for change. Amber Tamblyn's story challenges us to consider what it means to live a truly integrated life in the public eye. What does her journey tell you about the courage it takes to not just find your voice, but to use it across every arena of your life?
Whether it's on screen, in print,
Behind the camera or on the front lines of social movements, even when it leads to controversy or deeply personal
it
revelations.
takes guts.
It really does. It's a testament to the power of a life lived with intentionality and artistic purpose, urging us to look beyond single labels and appreciate the full spectrum of an individual's profound and multifaceted contributions. And perhaps it makes you wonder about the untapped potential within your own diverse interests and the courage it might take to bring them all together.